ladies and gentlemen, Sean Davies, Coloradoreinsman. I'm here today with Gunsmoke. He is another BLM Mustang. He's got his Freeze brand right here. Gunsmoke belongs to an old friend of mine, Brenda Clardy in Missouri. Now, Brenda was a contestant in an Extreme Mustang Makeover down in Fort Worth, Texas. Actually, I think it might have been the Mustang Million. She ended up having some health problems, back problems, to where she could not ride this horse, which she had shown him in hand and walked him through. She did get to a point where she tried to get a saddle up on him, and he apparently didn't like the saddle too much. He bucked a whole bunch. In fact, he really didn't want that saddle anywhere near him. So, since I was heading into Illinois to pick up my Extreme Mustang Makeover mare for St. Louis a couple weeks ago, I went ahead and picked old Gunsmoke up, and she's hoping that I can make a little bit of a difference introducing the saddle and possibly getting him ridden. I'm going to do what I can for him. Now, this horse had also been out in the pasture for about a year while Brenda was recovering from surgery, and he reverted back to his wild self, basically. He really didn't want to work, he didn't want to get along with anybody, didn't want to get caught. So, you know, we're kind of starting over. And when you've got a bucking horse, what do you do? If he bucks with the saddle, what do? Well, you go back to zero. And for him, I've taken him right back to zero with some basic groundwork and brought him back up. Now, the great thing is I got to see that the work that Brenda did do with him, he retained. She and I, you know, have done a lot of the same techniques for a while, and so I saw the things that she did with him. He knew it. He picked it right back up, and that kind of got him back into the game. So what I'm going to do, I introduced him to my surcingle last night, and I put a surcingle on and had it cinched up, and he didn't buck at all. So what I have today, I've kind of got a series of things that I'm going to try to do with him. I'm going to do a quick warm-up, then I'm going to reintroduce him to my surcingle, and then I've got an old McClellan saddle with no stirrups, no nothing on it, just a little light saddle and a cinch. And I'm going to try to introduce him to that and see if that's a problem. And then I've got my ancient old colt starting saddle with just stirrups and a front cinch on it. And I'm going to see if he'll let me get to that. If that's too much and he doesn't buck with the McClellan, I'm going to be real happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do with him is just get his feet moving again. But I'm going to ask him to back up. Now, this horse is an athlete. I worked him over these barrels and cavaletti last night while he had the surcingle on. I gave his mind something else to think about other than bucking. So right now, we're just going to work him, move his feet, get his brain on work, shape him up a little bit, pick him up, change of direction. Very good, young man. He takes a look. He's so aware. He takes a look at everything as he goes by it. He goes, "Oh, there's that cavaletti." Well, you know that cavaletti, son. Why don't you go out here and jump over it? Good boy. He's got a real nice little canter. He's picking up the correct lead now. First couple days, I got him in here on the round pin. He was picking up the wrong lead in the rear end, and he just hadn't cantered on a circle for a while. Good boy. Pick him up right here, disengage him, back him up, move his shoulder. Just bring him over to these barrels. I like to give this old horse something else other than bucking and thinking about acting up. Give him something else to do. I'm going to ask him to stop right here. Bring him with me. Good boy. Good boy. strokes a little longer. The ones I get ends up being a little bit for me to handle in my hands, but I'll work it out. I ask him to just move his rear end around a little bit, right there. Move forward and step under, driving forward, driving forward, driving forward. Good boy. Good boy. So I'm just reviewing a lot of exercise with him real quick. I want to get his mind on me. Good boy. Pick that up, driving forward, driving forward, driving forward, driving forward, driving forward, driving forward. So he wants to kind of rock back on his hind end, and I want him moving forward and disengaging, because last thing I want to do if I go to get up on this horse, have him rock back and flip over. So he's got to drive forward and step underneath himself. So I'm going to push that shoulder a little bit right there. Get him going that way. There we go. There we go. There we go, young man. So he didn't rock back. A lot of people just want that rear end to move around and spin on that front foot. If you do that, that horse can rock back on his rear end and flip over on you. So you want forward motion with that hind end stepping under. So we just go back to 0 on this stuff. I want to see how his lateral movement is again. Bring him over to this fence. Use this round pin as a tool. Ask him to move off of me. You know, he picked that up so quick again. And see, I know this technique. I know Brenda was using this technique. So I'm doing the same thing, being consistent with him. I'm going to get that front end over. Ask him to leg yield. Very nice, young man. Good boy. Okay. Couple minutes I did quite a few little exercises right there. So now I'm going to come over here. Last night I just used my surcingle. Today I'm going to put a pad on him. I'm going to come over here and introduce a pad to him. So I'm going to let him see this, and I'm going to go away with it. See, he's reaching out right now. He's looking for this thing. I'm saying, hey, would you like to see it? Oh, he goes, sure I would. He says, I sure would like to see this. I'm going to rub it on him. I'm going to say, this is a real nice thing to rub on you. Good boy. We got big trucks going by. Old Gunsmoke said, well, this dang pad doesn't bother me. I'm not too scared here. Look at that. Very good, young man. Now, for a horse that bucked, if I can get a pad on him, that's pretty good. Okay. All right, so him doing this right here, telling me that he's willing to accept this pad. I'm going to try and skip my surcingle because I know he can handle that. And I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to get this little old McClellan saddle. And he says, I want to eat it. Little rascal. Now, why do I use a old McClellan like this? Well, because I can hold that thing up with one arm for a very long time. And getting in on a horse that might move, if he wants to move and jump out from underneath it, I want to set that up on him. Good boy. And let him think. He's more interested in Toothless over here wandering around the arena. Good boy. Good boy. I can just pick this up, set it on him. Pick this up, set it on him. Good boy. Good boy. Pick that up, set it on him. You can do that 50 times, 100 times if I need to. I'm getting this horse's brain, getting his trust. He says, I can handle this pretty good. Okay. I'm going to drop this cinch down and check that. It needs to go up a couple notches. Hoping the cinch is going to be long enough. Now, if he dumps this on the ground, I'm not going to care. I'm not going to take it personally. I'm going to ask him to stand still right here and change sides. He's kind of going, what are you doing to me, man? Get my cinch all prepared. So far, he doesn't look like a horse that'd blow up on you, but I don't underestimate him. So he's kind of walking around. Now, I could really worry about him moving right there. I'm going to ask him to stop for a second. So I want to get this cinch saddle cinched up. He moves. Now I'm doing something. One reason I don't like these long lead ropes is they get tangled around your foot. So I'm going to pick this thing up, double it up over his neck. Alright, so I have this saddle on. He's wanting to move a little bit, and I've got to take my time cinching this up. I'm going to bump him to stop him a little bit. I'm going to suck that cinch up a hair, an inch at a time. I got to get that just to where it's tight enough that it won't roll up underneath him and he'll kick it to death. Starting to feel that now. And that's about the closest hole I can get for that particular second. Now, if he wants to move his feet and not buck, I'm perfectly happy with that. I'll get him to stand still as time progresses. I'm going to ask him to move off of me. He feels it. He feels it. If he starts bucking, this horse is going to look to me. Good boy. Good boy. Let him choose to go over something here. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to bring him down. Good boy. No buck so far. Slow him down. I don't want to do any abrupt movements with this horse just this second. Good boy. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, son. Now, I couldn't ask for better than that right this second. I've got to cinch him up a little bit more. Seem to be just about out of holes on this old Latigo. So I'm going to stop him right here. Stop him. Stop him. So I'm just going to get this thing locked down, and that'll be good enough. Lock him up. Send him off this way. Now he's feeling it. As I see his mind starting to get a little silly, I'm going to bring him up over that cavaletti. Good boy. Let him think about the cavaletti and not buck. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, sorry, son. Bring him over. Good boy. This little horse can jump. He's got really nice form. He's got beautiful movement. And he's got a saddle on him. Not one I'm going to ride, but it's a saddle, it's cinched on, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to pick him up right here, slide my hand, pull that eye, push that butt, back him up. And I'm going to say, good boy. Good boy. Now, if you at home were doing something like this, you could use an old English saddle or just like a kid's saddle. You could use anything that you could hold up easy and just put it up and on him, up and on him, up and on him. Now I'm going to ask him to stand still while I take this off. Working right there and says, hey, 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 hey. Good boy. I'll get my Latigo up off the ground here. What if he'd buck? Well, that's what I'm here for. I say, what if he doesn't buck? I get what I want, I'm perfectly happy. What if he bucked? Well, then I have to pull him around, trying to get him out of that buck, disengage that hind end, say, you know, that's not what you need to be doing, and work him until he doesn't want to buck. Good boy. Now, I'm going to put this up for a second. I'm going to get my other saddle ready. And then we're going to see if we can get a regular saddle on him. So stay tuned. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have graduated up to my ancient old broken down colt starting saddle. It's seen a lot of horses. It's seen a lot of dirt and ground. So if Gunsmoke decides that he wants to leave this thing in the dirt a few times, then I'm not going to cry. Now I've got my saddle all prepared here. I've got my cinch tied up. I've got my stirrup tied up over the back. So if I need to get over here and put this thing on, you know, I can just lift it up, and I'd like to set this on his back right there and let him feel it. Good boy. Good boy. Now this year off may have just changed his mind about everything, but I'm not going to underestimate him, I'm not going to overestimate him. Though overestimating sometimes is the smarter idea. You underestimate one and they'll suddenly surprise you. So he accepted that really well, so I'm going to take that off and just walk off with him real quick and kind of let him smell the saddle again and realize that's no big deal. Good boy. Good boy. Now any of you who have watched my videos for very long know that I'm pretty much always saddling from their right side. And this is a good example of that, why I do it. Because all my rigging's on this right side of the saddle, and I want to take very few trips around this horse. So I'm going to come up here and just set that saddle up on him and say, good boy. Now I'm going to drop my cinch down. Good boy. Look at you. Look at you, young man. If he gets worried and dumps it, we go right back to zero again. And if I had to, I'd go back to my McClellan saddle. Now I'm going to make sure that everything's straightened out over here. I'll put this up over his neck. I'm going to rub him. I'm going to reach underneath here and grab my cinch, bring it under. And he's going to go back to this whole moving around thing. Good boy. I dropped my cinch, wasn't too smart. Grab that, bring it through, stick my latigo through. Halfway home. I just want to get a couple wraps on this before I get too worried about anything. Good boy. Now this saddle's got strings and stirrups. Lots more stuff to give him a booger about. You know, I'm not being a stickler. I want my horses to stand still when I saddle them, but I'm dealing with a different animal here. That's tight enough not to go anywhere. I'll pull this little string right here. Slide this stirrup over. Now when he feels these stirrups, he might decide that that is a scary thing. I'm going to try to get another notch or two here. See, he's moving his feet. As long as he's moving his feet, not hopping up and down like a pogo stick on my head, I'm very happy. I've got that to where it's probably not going to roll up underneath him. Who's a good boy? 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 Oh. Now I'm going to ask him to back up. I'm going to make sure he doesn't flop up on top of me. Ask him to walk around me. If he walks with that saddle, I'm a happy guy. If he trots with it without popping, I'm even happier. I'm ready for him if he does. Right here, I'm going to disengage him, move his shoulder, send him the other way. thinking. I'm going to disengage him, send him the other way. Disengage him, send him the other way. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. He felt that saddle. Now, I've got a big old bucking stock horse, Toothless, running around out here in the arena, having a good old time. I want to get this saddle a little tighter. I saw it starting to slip a hair there. You are doing magnificent, young man. You are doing magnificent. I want you to move. I want you to go slow. I didn't ask you to trot. I want you to walk. I didn't ask you to trot. I didn't ask you to trot. He's got to walk. I didn't ask him to trot. Good boy. Okay, we're about cinched. We're about cinched. Good young man. Good young man. Okay, walk off. Walk off. Lower that energy. Asking him to walk. Asking him to walk. I like my job. Pick this up. Correct him. Move. Let him walk. Let him be comfortable. I didn't ask him to trot. I'm going to redirect him.
Stop.
Now Mr. Toothless is over here romancing Miss Danny Scott. Nudging on her shoulder. He's kind of giving Gunsmoke some moral support. Toothless is a bucking bred horse that he'll be in here, being ridden here pretty soon. He's getting his teeth done next week. Boring to watch, but boy. I couldn't be happier for him. Good boy. Good boy. Let's change. Let's send him this way. Good boy. Let's change. Don't push on me. Let's back him up.
You need to stop nibbling on me.
Okay.
Mister.
Yes, Toothless. He's saying, I can do that. I don't know. I can do that cool stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Gunsmoke. That was a huge day for him. No signs of hating the saddle. And I'm very happy with him. So when I go heading back in July to St. Louis for the Extreme Mustang Makeover, I'm going to be very happy. Excuse me while I beat a horse. Get out of here, Junior. Trying to eat my smart water. Doesn't help any. So this guy, I'm hoping to have him ridden and pretty much calm down under saddle for Brenda. She can't afford to get on a horse that might, you know, be a little bucky. Messes up back surgery, I hear. So I think he's going to be pretty good. I really do. I think old Gunsmoke's going to come along real well. I think he's going to come along. I'm going to put a little weight on this stirrup right here and see how he does. I think this little guy is going to happen. I'm just going to rub him right here. I'm going to put a little weight on that stirrup. He says, "Ooh, that was scary." He said, "That was scary." Let's see if I can just get in this position. Let me see if I can bounce a little bit. Who's baby? He said, "This is a lot, man." He goes, "This is a lot." He goes, "That's a lot of stuff for today. I'm already accepting the saddle. How far are you going to push me?" Oh, stop. And I just want to sit here and see if you can handle a little pressure. Bending. Good boy. I'm going to walk away from that. Alright, so that leaves us in a fantastic place for next time. I'm going to work him quite a bit with the saddle and start putting some pressure on it and see where he's going, because as far as I know, he's never been ridden with a saddle. So we're going to go have a good old time soon. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Davies, Coloradoreinsman. Say goodbye, Toothless.